Hello everyone and welcome to my Disney Dreamlight Valley tour. I have spent 1,300 hours in this game over the past 2 years, and though a lot of that may be just opening my game and forgetting that I opened it for 10 plus hours, I've spent a lot of time decorating in this game. I feel like less time questing because I tend to rush through the quests just to be able to decorate, but I think I'm finally at a point in the game where I actually really like my valley, though there are a few biomes that I don't particularly care for and haven't had the inspiration to decorate. We'll get to those when we get to those. But my plaza has gone through a lot and I feel like it's finally at a point where I really like it, though I feel like the only decorations or the only things in my plaza is buildings and not enough decorations, if that makes sense. A lot of people tend to over decorate their plazas and I don't know, I'm already feeling the urge to destroy mine. My meadows, though, I am super satisfied with. Finally, I wanted to go for more of a park right behind the city feel, and I really think that's what this biome is giving, and I love that. We're not going to talk about little things around the valley. I cleaned before doing this valley tour, and it got cluttered again. This is my welcome center. It used to be like a garden, but when we got those trolleys, I immediately knew I wanted a train station for my welcome center. So that's what we got. Now this is Shrine to Egg. You're not gonna understand that unless you follow me on Twitch, because we are a cult of the egg. So you'll have to follow me on Twitch to understand that. But that's Egg Shrine. Speaking of cleaning up my valley, I spent so much time going through making sure everything was perfect before recording this video. And then when I hit record, the second I hit record, and by the way, this is my first video that I've made for YouTube in years. And the second I hit record, the landscapers started using leaf blowers outside of my apartment and they would not go away. And if you know me, leaf blowers are my least favorite sound in the world, specifically because of how often they leaf blow around my apartments. But yeah, and then the second they finally went away, it started raining in my valley. It rained multiple times while trying to make this video. But as you saw right about here in the back with the two apartments, I love using those tables for like railing for a bridge. They are so perfect for that. I think I have probably over 100 of those in my inventory. Now we're on to not my least favorite of the biomes, but definitely top 3 least favorite. There was one point where I absolutely loved my beach and my chaotic Twitch chat told me to demolish it. And now I hate it. Or maybe I don't hate it. I'm just not as satisfied with it as I was before. So you will notice that it's not as decorated as other areas, I feel like. Especially this little island over here. I had Stitch over here, but when they made it to where this house doesn't fit in that little corner where Stitch now is, it made me so sad because it fits so perfectly in that corner. Why give us that and then take it away? How dare you? But we do have Ursula and Maui are kind of just like pushed off into the ocean, and I apologize for that. I had nowhere else to put them. Now I have a tendency to leave some of these little coral pieces around the beach, as you've probably seen, and some of the little shells and stuff like that, just to give it more of a beachy feel. But sometimes they get into places where they don't need to be, and that was like right there. That didn't need to be there. It was in the way. This house I know belongs in the jungle, but I couldn't do it. It needed to go on the beach. As soon as I got it, I immediately built that area and it hasn't been touched since. I have committed the crimes of putting Gaston in the same biome as Beauty and the Beast, but don't worry, they can't see each other. I apologize for my crimes, but they can't see each other. There's a whole forest in between them. They are on opposite sides of the biome. Whoever came up with the idea for this pathing, I found it on Pinterest and I immediately stole it. It is probably my favorite way to do pathing, and I need to do it in other places. It's just so time consuming. Now this area is no longer like this. It's similar, but it's vastly different now, specifically because of the New Orleans Dream Snap, which you will see my Dream Snap submission at the end. But yeah, the day after I recorded this, we got that Dream Snap, and I had to totally demolish everything since you can't move Tiana's restaurant out of the valley. In this area, I had my bestie come over and we threw flowers everywhere on a stream, and it was so much fun just throwing flowers and picking them up and moving them manually instead of going into build mode. We had a lot of fun doing it. Just completely throwing flowers everywhere. But I wanted to give this area just a fairy tale flower forest that was fit for these houses. I just love it so much. It's so pretty, and Fairy Godmother fits perfectly in there too. And of course here you have my little cottage town. Now I will admit, Frosted Heights, I didn't fully decorate this area. There was something to do with Frosted Heights. Maybe it's my hatred for the snow, because I'm from Texas. We don't deal well with the snow, okay? I didn't decorate all of this. I did the basics, and then one of my besties got onto my account and fixed it up for me. So some of this is my decorating, some of it is not. And while doing this tour, I noticed there are so many sitting areas in Frosted Heights, and why would anyone want to just be sitting outside in the snow? I would never. I would be inside next to a fireplace, bundled up in a blanket, crying about the cold. Like, I do not do well with the cold at all, so I would not be caught sitting in any of these areas, unless maybe one of those hot tubs, but it'd have to be really warm. This is probably my favorite part of Frosted Heights. Now, Forgotten Lands. You'd think with the way my character is dressed and me being an emo kid, it would be my favorite area. Unfortunately, I don't know if I've already said this or not yet, because of that treehouse, this is one of my least favorite areas. Frosted Heights, probably my least favorite, and then Forgotten Lands is my second least favorite. The pillars have been shunned to this area. The orchard has been shunned to this area. Pretty much this is the shunning lands. Forgotten Lands is actually really fitting because it's just the forgotten items get thrown here. Jack, I completely forget Jack is in the game all the time. And then when I see him, he scares me because I didn't know he was there. Because I never come to Forgotten Lands, and that's probably why I'm running out of Darkwood. Now, this was the last area that I decorated in my valley. It's changed many a times. Scar and all the Lion King characters have been shunned to Eternity Isle, and I just created sort of a little desert oasis market there, and I really like it. My pride and joy is my two favorite biomes is Sunlit Plateau, which is entirely dedicated to Mulan, and the Glade, which you'll see next. I love both of them. They're two of the last biomes that I decorated, and I love how they came out. I love the amount of cherry blossoms and just the amount. I'm not a pink girly, but I love the amount of pink in this area. And this fencing, I need them to keep giving us more fencing because I love this fencing so much. Now, these arches, they make me so angry. Why can they not be centered to anything? They don't center with anything at all. So it got placed there. I had no idea where else to put them. I love them so much, but they do not work for anything at all. Oh, this little shrine got moved over here, and I tried so hard to use these walls somewhere, and I couldn't get it to fit without demolishing everywhere. So that's just where it went. This bridge, I wish you could walk across it. I wish it had stairs, but I get it. That might be a bit difficult for them to code, but I just kind of put it there, making it look like a little bridge or a little pier next to the water. The amount of foliage in this area too is I like all of, if you notice, I decorate a lot with the Eternity Isle plants because I just love that they're only one tile. Most of them are one tile, and that makes me so happy, and I need everything else to be that way so I can super clutter with plants. I think after finishing everything, my valley is currently sitting at about 5,500 items, and the max is 6,000. I'm also very thankful that they gave us the ability to ignore touch of magic items in dream snaps, because the amount of times that I have had to delete items to do dream snaps drove me nuts. Now, the glade is the last biome that I decorated. It's not the last area I decorated, but the last biome, because I never knew what to do with the glade. This is where I have my garden and my orchard, and nobody lived here but Mother Gothel. It had been completely empty for 2 years now and never decorated until we finally got Tiana and we got the Owl's toy barn. So this area I kind of wanted to give an obviously like Louisiana feel. I'm from East Texas, and so you're close to the bayous and stuff like that, and the swamps and everything, and like I wanted to give it that feel. And with this trolley, the vibe that you're going for here, you gotta imagine somebody lives in that trolley. And that just, to me, feels like my hometown. Like people buying buses and like remodeling things to turn them into homes is the feel for that trolley right there. So somebody lives in that trolley. I don't know who, but somebody does. And I'm sure it's a cool house. This area was actually built for a dream snap the day we got that cabin, and I loved it so much that I just left it. Yeah, I rearranged it a little bit, but it's kind of like your campground area with the choice of a cabin, maybe like rental area, like you have the choice of renting a tent or renting the cabin. And then of course my garden just kind of got shunned to here. I don't really need a garden, but for in case we get some quest or star path that wants us to harvest things, I kind of left it there. And then I'm always needing wheat, so that got spread a lot through this area, but I absolutely love this area so much. It's probably my favorite biome now when it used to be my least favorite. I just wish the willow tree didn't get in the way so often. It's got a very country feel to it. And then coming up, we have the Dream Snap that destroyed everything. This is my submission for the New Orleans Dream Snap Challenge, and it destroyed a lot of my valley, so I'm now having to fix it. I better get 4,000 moonstones on this Dream Snap Challenge since I had to destroy so much for it. But I hope my valley tour gave you some inspiration, so get out there, get decorating, make your valley beautiful. Anyways, follow me on Twitch where I stream 4 days a week, and we have a lot of fun. It's cozy chaos. But anyways, have a good day. Bye!